What is Hinduism? A religion? Hinduism is unlike any other of the world religions in the fact that it doesn't have a single founder and there is no real unified teaching. Hinduism has a broad range of beliefs and practices. It would be easier to find two identical snowflakes than to find two Hindus who believe the same thing. Some have referred to Hinduism as a group of religions, stating that Hinduism is the broad term for all the religions in India. But then what about Jainism, Buddhism, Sikhism, and the more recently Christianity? These religions are separated from Hinduism by the Veda, and it is therefore more appropriate to refer to Hinduism as the collection of Vedic religions. The Veda is the main sacred writings of Hinduism. The Veda is a collection of 4 pieces of text: the Samhitas, the Brahmanas, the Aranyakas, and the Upanishads, written between 1700 BC and 200 BC. The earliest section, known as the Rig Veda, was written around 1700 BC, but some scholars have dated its oral traditions going back as late as 4000 BC and as early as 12,000 BC. The Veda is the main source of Hindu doctrine, but the sacred texts of Hinduism are not contained only to the Vedas. The post-Vedic texts include the epics and Puranas, written between 500 BC and 500 AD, the Bhagavad Gita, written sometime around 400 to 300 BC, the Laws of Manu, written sometime around 200 to 300 AD, and a magnitude of additional sacred texts written over the past 2,000 years, including some texts that have been written in the present. When Jainism and Buddhism emerged with their new views of religion, it was established that Hinduism contained any religion that held to the Veda, and thus belonged to the caste system. However, the term religions does not accurately describe Hinduism. Philosophy, tradition, race, culture, worldview, way of life, all of these could be attributed to Hinduism, and yet Hinduism is all of them and at the same time none of them. This just proves how difficult it is to try and accurately describe what Hinduism is, using Western terms. For the sake of this presentation, I shall refer to Hinduism as a religion. Also, as mentioned above, Hinduism has no universal doctrines, and Hindus are free to believe in a broad range of beliefs. I shall therefore be presenting the beliefs accepted by a majority of Hindus. Also, as a disclaimer, I'd also like to apologize in advance for any mispronunciation of the Hindu words. I am not a native Hindi speaker, I'm a native English speaker, and I will try my best to pronounce these words correctly, but I apologize if I mispronounce any of the words. To begin our presentation, let us look at a brief overview of the periods of Hinduism. There is the early Hindu period, dating from 12,000 BC to 3000 BC. Scholars consider Hinduism to be the oldest organized religion, dating back to this time. Next is the Harappan period, dating from 3000 BC to 1500 BC. This period contains the earliest archaeological records found in the Indus Valley of a Hindu society in the region. The next is the Vedic period, from the 1500s BC to the 500s BC. This is the period in which the Vedas were written. This is also the time when the Aryans invaded the Indus Valley. The next is the Epic or Puranic period. This is from 500 BC to 600 AD. This is the time period of the northern Indian empires. Next comes the medieval period from 600 AD to 1200 AD. This is the period when the empires have ended and India is divided among numerous regional kingdoms. The next period is the Islamic period, dating from 1200 AD to 1757 AD. This is the time in which Islam ruled over India. The next period is the British period, from 1757 AD to 1947 AD, and this is the time in which Britain ruled over India. Then there is the modern period. This is from 1947 AD up to the present, in which India has gained its independence.
Homer, tell Mr. Ned to stop trying to convert me.
I was just telling him how brave he is to worship a false god.
I do not worship one god, okay? I worship a whole super team of deities that... Ow! Ow! Okay, he just pinched me.
Well, where's your super team now?
How many gods are there in Hinduism? The answer ranges anywhere from 1 to infinity. The Upanishads records a story between a sage and a man seeking answers. The sage tells the man that the number of gods is 3003, 303, 33, 6, 3, 2, 1.5, and also 1. Most Hindus will express the pantheon of gods as 33. But this does not necessarily mean that there are only 33 gods, as many modern Hindus believe that the number 33 refers to the number of kotais. A kotai is a group of an undefined number of gods, sometimes as large as 10 million. But however many gods there are, Hindus will confess to believe in some form of monotheism. All Hindus believe in Brahman, the absolute, the eternal, the infinite. Brahman is the single god of Hinduism.
Brahman is the name for Hinduism's one supreme god or spirit. Brahman creates, maintains, destroys, and recreates the universe in a never-ending cycle. Everything in the world, including each human soul or Atman, is a part of Brahman.
Brahman can be expressed in numerous ways. Some believe that the entire universe is just an illusion, and that only Brahman and the Atman, the eternal human soul, exists. Some believe in a modalistic form of Brahman, in which Brahman expresses himself in the manifestations of the other gods. Some believe in monism, which is similar to the unconquered sun of Greek philosophy. Some believe in pantheism, in which the entire universe, including the world, humans, and all the other gods, are made up of Brahman. The pantheon of Hindu gods contains gods, goddesses, and the children of gods.
Hindus worship many gods and goddesses, but they believe the gods are all aspects of the one supreme god, Brahman. Hindus believe that the multiple gods represent the countless different qualities and powers of Brahman. Some Hindu gods have human-like personalities, and others represent such things as success, good luck, and war. Each Hindu person or family may be specially devoted to a particular god or goddess. Three of the most important gods are Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma, not to be confused with Brahman.
The top of the Hindu pantheon of gods is the Trinity or Trimurti of Brahma, the creator, not to be confused with Brahman, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. This Trinity is generally seen like the other gods, as separate from Brahman. But many Hindus have associated the Trinity with Brahman, viewing the three as either a modalistic or a partialistic manifestation of Brahman. Now, despite his high status as one of the Trimurti, Brahma, unlike Vishnu and Shiva, is not widely worshipped among the Hindus. The worship of gods in Hinduism takes two forms. There are the pan-Hindu gods, worshipped by all Hindus during the annual festivals. These include, but are not limited to, Shiva, Vishnu, Ganesh, Krishna, and the goddesses Deva and Durga. There is also the practice of puja. Puja is the personal relationship between a Hindu and their god, and consists of a lifetime devotion to a god of their choice. Puja is achieved through the devotion to a statue of a god. Hindus do not believe that the statue is a god, but that the statue creates a material connection between the deity that it represents. However, a statue is not absolutely necessary, as puja can be achieved via a picture or a symbol that represents that god. In some temples, Shiva and his wife are represented by a lingam, a male reproductive organ, being inserted into a yoni, a female reproductive organ. Puja is performed in temples by the priests and by the everyday Hindus at home to their personal shrines.
Apu, I see you're not in church.
Oh, but I am. I have a shrine to Ganesha, the god of worldly wisdom, located in the employee lounge.
Hey, Ganesha, want a peanut?
Please do not offer my god a peanut.
Puja consists of washing the statue, offering it food and drink,
Make the protesters go away, and I'll give you the entire bottle.
and covering it up with a curtain for sleep. The most popular gods for puja are Shiva, Vishnu, and Deva. Contrary to popular belief, Hindus do not believe that cows are gods.
I've always been a little confused about this. Why don't Hindus eat beef?
We believe cows are gods. Not technically. In Hinduism, cattle are thought to be like God.
Do not tell me about my own culture, Sheldon. In the mood I'm in, I'll take you out. I swear to cow.
Cows are considered a sacred animal, along with other animals such as monkeys, snakes, rats, etc. Cows are simply the most sacred of these animals and can be used in a number of rituals. Cows are revered as the holiest of creatures, and it is deemed more sinful to kill a cow than it is to kill a priest. Although this has not always been the case. During the Vedic period of Hinduism, cows were often used in animal sacrifices. Cows are seen as the ultimate providers, providing humans with milk, curds, butter, and also during the Vedic period, meat. Their dung is also used as fuel for fires, and the 5 byproducts of cows, milk, curds, butter, dung, and urine, are used in sacred Hindu rituals. In modern India, cows are protected under government law.
In India, your cow will be treated like a god and receive the food and medical care that in America would go to human beings.
However, despite this, cows are not well looked after, since cows are allowed to roam freely in the cities where there is little grass and high pollution. In Hinduism, there are 4 desires of the Hindu life. Dharma, which is right living. Kama, which is sexual pleasure. Artha, which is material pleasure. And moksha, which is the liberation from the cycle of reincarnation.
Dharma means to hold or support. Part of Dharma relates to sacred or holy duty or moral responsibility. It is the system of rules and values Hindus follow in their everyday life. Another way to think of Dharma is as the right thing to do in any situation. Hindus believe in a universal Dharma that includes values all Hindus accept and practice, such as ahimsa or non-violence. However, Hindus also believe they have an individual Dharma that they should follow. People's dharmas are determined by different things such as personality, age, sex, an inherited social class or varna. Hinduism teaches that when people follow their dharma, they contribute to the harmony and balance of society and the universe.
Dharma is the belief in right living. Some dharmas are considered universal, in which all Hindus must obey, but most dharmas are individualistic. Hinduism teaches that each person has a personal dharma, and it is their own responsibility to fulfill that dharma. The laws of Manu teach that it is better to do your own dharma poorly than to help someone else do their dharma well. An individual's dharma is dependent on a number of factors, such as your caste or varna, your jati, your age, your stage of life, your region, your place in the family, and your gender. Hinduism believes in a fivefold caste system. The top three castes, the Brahmins or priest caste, the Kshatriya and Rajanya or warriors and nobles caste, and the Vaishya or commodores caste, are known as the twice-borns, since the males are allowed to undergo a rebirth ceremony which allows them to partake in religious rituals, study of the sacred texts, entrance into the temple, home ownership, etc. The fourth caste is the Shudras, or servants caste, whose dharmic duties is to serve the other castes. The fifth caste, which is a more recent development, is the Dalits. These are the untouchables. They are the outcasts, either non-Hindus or Hindus who have done something that have resulted in them being cast out of the caste system. The Dalits are considered below the Shudras. Hinduism is deeply concerned with purity and pollution, and has a number of rituals involving cleansing, especially relating to death, menstrual periods, and birth. They also partake in a daily cleansing ritual, since any byproduct of the human body, including spit, blood, sweat, tears, hair, fingernails, semen, urine, and excrement, are all considered pollution. Hindus believe that the head is the most pure part of the body, while the feet is the most polluted part. Ultimate respect is to place one's head at the feet of another. In this, you are saying that you are completely below this person. Now, because of the purity laws, the Dalits are not allowed to physically touch the other castes, or even to cast a shadow upon a priest. In modern India, the caste system no longer exists as an official legal decree, but the system continues as a traditional and cultural belief. Hindus also believe in the jati, or universal caste systems, in which all of nature is assigned to a caste, human, animal, god, etc. Just like the Varna caste system, the Jati caste system has its own set of dharmas for individuals to follow. As said before, dharma is right living. It is the right thing to do in regards to nature and the general flow of the universe. It is good dharma for a lion to eat a deer, but it is bad dharma for a deer to eat a lion. Hindus believe that only humans, as sentient beings, can do wrong dharmas. Animals, unless they are affected by humans, are bound to fulfill their natural dharma.
Karma. That's when I realized I had to change. So I made a list of everything bad I've ever done, and one by one I'm going to make up for all my mistakes. I'm just trying to be a better person.
Strongly linked to the system of dharma is the belief in karma. Karma is the tally of all good and bad things a person has done in this or past lives.
Hindus believe that karma is the sum of good and bad actions a human soul, or Atman, carries with it from life to life. They believe that when people die, the soul leaves the body and is reborn into another body. Hinduism teaches that people's good and bad actions in one life influence their destiny in future lives. In Hinduism, karma determines whether a soul is reborn as a human or an animal, into a rich family or a poor one, and some of the things a person will experience in each lifetime. For example, Hindus believe that a person who steals in this life may be robbed in a future life. In Hinduism, samsara is the continuous cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. The process of rebirth is sometimes referred to as reincarnation. The goal of a Hindu's life is to be released from samsara and united with the supreme god Brahman. Hindus call this release moksha.
Samsara is the belief in the ongoing cycle of reincarnation. Hindus believe that when you die, you are born again into another life in order to make amends for the wrongs that you have done in your former lives. Karma decides what life you will be reborn into, human or animal, your place in a caste system, or in a few rare occasions such as Krishna, you may be reborn as a god. The reincarnation of gods is a debated topic among Hindus. Some Hindus believe that the gods can die and be reincarnated. Some Hindus believe that karma snowballs, in which the wicked people will become progressively worse, whereas the righteous people will become progressively better. Some Hindus also believe in a purgatory-like state, in which the most wicked individuals must go to a place where they will burn off excess karma before they are allowed to be reincarnated. Hindus also believe that until a person receives a proper funeral, their spirit wanders around the spirit realm as a tormented ghost awaiting rebirth. The chief goal of a Hindu is to reach moksha, that is, liberation from this endless cycle of reincarnation, in which you will be reunited with Brahman. In Hinduism, there are 3 different ways to achieve moksha, and this all depends on which philosophical school you belong to. The Purva Mimamsa Vinata school believes in salvation through good works. The Samkhya Yoga school believes in salvation through spiritual rituals and spiritual devotion. And the Nyaya Vashishaka school believes in salvation through knowledge and reasoning. Another important belief in Hinduism is the reincarnation of the universe. The Hindu calendar is 360 days. One Hindu year equals 1 day for the gods, and 360 Hindu years equals 1 year for the gods. 12,000 years of the gods makes up 1 age of the gods, or Mahayuga, which is equal to 4,320,000,000 Hindu years. Each Mahayuga is broken into 4 periods: the Krita Yuga, the Trita Yuga, the Dvapara Yuga, and the Kali Yuga. The yugas are represented by a cow, who stands first on 4 legs, then 3 legs, then 2 legs, and finally 1 leg, showing the stability of the age. Hindus teach that the earliest ages are the ages of greater purity, greater fulfillment of dharma, and greater health, where humans can live for hundreds or even thousands of years, while the later ages are ages of the greatest impurity and wickedness. Many Hindus believe that we are currently in a Kali Yuga, that is, the final and most wicked age, which started back in 3102 BC with the Battle of Mahabharata, and they believe that the end of the universe will come in the year 428,898 AD. But this will not be the end. For Hinduism believes that one Mahayuga is only a day for Brahman. Hinduism believes that the universe exists as a day of Brahman, and that when Brahman goes to sleep, the universe ends, and that there is a long period of non-existence. In other words, there is a 4,320,000,000 year period of existence while Brahman is awake, and then there will be a 4,320,000,000 year period of non-existence while Brahman is asleep. In other words, 24 hours of Brahman is equal to 8,640,000,000 years. Hindus believe that at the start of the day, Brahma recreates the universe. During the day, Vishnu preserves and protects the universe. And at the end of the day, Shiva destroys the universe. At the start of the next day, the Atmans, or human souls, are all reincarnated into new bodies, restarting a new cycle of samsara.
Before time began, there was no heaven, no earth, no space, just nothing. The waves of vast dark ocean lapped on the edges of this nothingness, and a giant cobra floated in the waters. Lying asleep in the snake's coils was Lord Vishnu, and the snake kept him safe and he slept really peacefully. Slowly, a sound started. Om. It grew louder and filled the emptiness. It throbbed with energy and drove the nothingness away. Lord Vishnu woke up, and a magnificent lotus flower grew from his navel. Right in the middle of the flower sat Brahma. Lord Vishnu told Brahma to set to work and create a world. And still, sitting in the flower, Brahma calmed the wind, stilled the waves, and brought peace. Brahma split the lotus flower, making 3 different parts: the heavens, the earth, and the skies. To start with, the earth was bare, so Brahma created everything: the grass and all kinds of flowers, trees and plants. He gave these the ability to feel. He let living things evolve, so that the earth became full of animals, insects, birds and fish. He gave these the ability to touch and smell, as well as the ability to see, hear and move. Soon the world was alive with life, and the air was filled with the sounds of Brahma's creations. So, Hindus have many ways of thinking about God. As part of this, they say there is one God, but use different names for God when he does different things. When God creates, he is called Brahma, and when God looks after the creation, he is called Vishnu. But God has a third name. At some time, God will decide to bring this universe to an end, and as Lord Shiva, he will destroy the universe.
Some Hindus believe the Trimurti of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva to be Brahman, and they believe that all the other gods are destroyed and reincarnated on the next day of Brahman. Some followers of Vishnu believe that a day of Brahman is only a blink for Vishnu, and some believe that all of existence is only a dream of Vishnu, and that if Vishnu ever awoke, all existence would end. But whether you call it a religion, a culture, a race, or a worldview, Hinduism is the world's third biggest religion.
There are 700 million of us.
Oh, that's super.